I think something you just said there really resonates, because one of the interviews I did actually just before yours on this series was with travel. And you said there the education that's been happening. That's one of been their greatest challenges, is educating market, because a lot of people didn't really fully appreciate how the sector even worked. And they're really going through this piece of education, and one that's arguably hardest hit. So have you found the same for you in the space that you're in, right? To do with the advertising, with the assets that are you going through a lot of education? If so, what does that look like? What does the education?
Yeah, good question. I mean, the changes we've seen that have been born out of this change for us is that our customers are actually asking different questions. We're having different conversations with our customers than we had previously, all along the same lines. I mean, it's still about delivery and assets and getting TV ads to air and things like that. But they're asking different questions because they're in a different circumstance now. People weren't able to shoot, their commercials. In some states, it was restricted. In Melbourne, you still can't do it, but in Brisbane, they're doing more than they did previously. So, yeah, customers have been asking different questions, and so we've had to navigate through that and really listen and try and understand what their needs were.
I think would it be fair? I would imagine they'd be putting even more attention to detail on their digital asset side of the business now with all this, right? It's become even more important in some ways. If I relate it to certainly my industry.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you think about most of our industry in media and advertising, they were all working, in their offices with server rooms and all that sort of stuff. They've had to move and shift straight to home. They've had to work out a whole different way of working. I mean, that industry is known for having pressure on them and getting, close deadlines and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, assets and delivery and all that, and getting campaigns out to market became more challenging. And so, yeah, they definitely were working differently, and, and the pressure mounts, right? So yeah, I think what we saw was a lot more urgent deliveries, a lot more urgent conversations and ordering, because people are having to do things differently. So it slowed them down initially. But now, sort of 6 months in, I must say things are sort of getting back to normal. Yeah, so people are embracing this new change and process.
It's nice because the last few days I've been talking more to people in Sydney and New South Wales and stuff, and a lot of them are saying that things are kind of back to normal in some ways, right? But because I'm in Melbourne, that still feels so very foreign. I have to say, it's like, really, is it? Doesn't feel like it here. It feels far from, but.